This chart represents the drivers of financial success. While we focus on credentials, data reveals that only 15% of earning power comes from technical knowledge. The remaining 85% is tied to human engineering, your personality and ability to lead others. That reality is what made the principles in How to Win Friends and Influence People a permanent fixture in the business world. Its author, Dale Carnegie, spent his career observing how adults interact, and he realized most of us approach our social and professional relationships backward. We tend to treat people as creatures of logic. In reality, we are dealing with creatures of emotion, motivated by pride and vanity. When things go wrong, our default instinct is to argue, complain, or criticize, reactions that immediately put others on the defensive. To get people to support you, you have to bypass those natural reactions and apply 3 specific, counterintuitive rules instead. The first rule is to stop criticizing and complaining. Criticism is a dangerous tool because it wounds a person's sense of importance and forces them to justify their actions rather than change them. Consider George Johnston, a safety coordinator for an engineering company. His job was to ensure employees wore their hard hats while working in the field. Initially, when Johnston saw workers without their gear, he used his authority to demand they follow the regulations. The workers would sullenly put the hats on, but the moment he turned his back, the hats came right off again. Johnston decided to pivot. The next time he saw men ignoring the rule, he simply asked if the hats were uncomfortable or didn't fit properly. He then reminded them that the gear was there to protect them from injury. This time, the workers complied without resentment. No one likes taking direct orders. Shifting from aggressive criticism to asking questions preserves the other person's ego and secures their cooperation. The second rule is to be a good listener. It is a biological fact that people are more interested in their own wants and problems than they are in yours. This was the strategy used by the New York Telephone Company when they faced one of their most irate customers. This customer cursed at representatives, threatened lawsuits, and refused to pay his bills. He was essentially a professional grievance collector. The company sent a representative who did nothing but listen. She sat patiently while he vented his anger for hours. By the 4th interview, the customer had completely softened, settled his bills, and dropped his legal threats. Letting an upset person talk themselves out is often the fastest way to diffuse a conflict. It provides the recognition they are actually looking for. Rule 3 is to arouse an eager want. The only way to get anyone to do anything is to make them want to do it. This concept is best illustrated by a story involving the philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson and a simple farm chore, getting a calf into a barn. Emerson and his son spent the afternoon pushing and pulling the animal. They were focused entirely on what they wanted, and the calf responded by stiffening its legs and refusing to move. An Irish housemaid saw the struggle and approached the problem from the calf's perspective. She put her finger in its mouth to let it suck, and she gently led the animal into the barn without any force. When you stop pushing your own agenda and show people how they win, you create a path for cooperation where there was previously only resistance. These rules prioritize genuine empathy over the immediate satisfaction of your own ego. Here is a challenge for tomorrow. The next time you feel the urge to argue or point out a flaw, bite your tongue. Instead, find exactly one thing to praise that person for. Which of these 3 rules are you going to test out first? Let us know in the comments, and subscribe for more breakdowns of the frameworks that build success. Thanks for watching.